Welcome back to Multi-Mind, Mental Wellness for the Multi-Hyphenate. I'm Artis Desjardins. Today we're talking about something that doesn't get addressed enough. How do you stay motivated when you're building multiple businesses that aren't paying you yet? Not when you're drowning in client work, not when you're overwhelmed with opportunity, but when you're in the quiet middle, working on your business after your 9 to 5, creating content that gets modest engagement, reaching out to potential clients who haven't responded yet. When nothing is on fire, nothing is urgent, and nothing is rewarding you immediately. How do you keep showing up? Because this is the phase where most multi-hyphenates quit. Not because they're not capable, not because their ideas aren't good, but because the gap between effort and reward feels unbearable. So let's talk about how to stay in the game when the scoreboard isn't showing results yet. It's Thursday night. I've been creating YouTube content for a few months, recording, editing, posting, showing up every week. My subscriber count is low. My most recent video has a few views. My average engagement is low. Not discouraging, just slow. Meanwhile, I've been doing consulting outreach, personalized LinkedIn messages, value-driven emails, genuine relationship building. I've had a few conversations. A couple people said, "Let me think about it," and then went silent. No clients yet. And tonight I'm sitting at my desk after a full day at my 9 to 5, staring at my to-do list, and I just don't want to do it. Not because I'm burnt out, not because I'm overwhelmed, because I can't see the point. I'm working 9 hours a day for someone else's business, then I'm working 3 more hours on my own businesses. And for what? A handful of views, another "I'll think about it." I open my email, nothing. I check my YouTube analytics, flat. I look at my bank account for my business, wishing it had more. And I think, how long am I supposed to do this? How long until something actually happens? Is this even working? This is the moment where most people quit, when the effort feels disproportionate to the reward, when the future you're building feels too far away to sustain belief. But I didn't quit that night. I closed my laptop, sat with the frustration, and asked myself a different question. What's actually keeping me here? Why haven't I quit yet? And the answer surprised me. Here's what makes staying motivated so hard when your business isn't paying yet. You're operating without external validation. When you have clients, their payments validate your work. When you have a 9 to 5, your paycheck validates your time. But when you're building something that hasn't paid off yet, you're working on belief alone. And belief is exhausting to sustain. Every week that goes by without a new client, every video that doesn't take off, every outreach message that goes unanswered, it chips away at that belief. And here's what compounds it. You're doing this during your resting time. You just worked all day, your brain is tired, your body wants to relax, and instead, you're choosing to work more on something that isn't even paying you. That choice requires justification. And when results are slow, justification gets harder. Plus, you're surrounded by highlight reels. You see other entrepreneurs posting about their wins, their revenue, their growth, other consultants sharing client testimonials, other creators with thousands of subscribers. And you're thinking, why isn't it working for them, but not for me? The comparison makes the silence of your own progress feels louder. So how do you keep going when there's no external evidence that what you're doing is working? You build an internal motivational system that doesn't depend on immediate results. Here's what actually works for me. Not motivation tricks, not toxic positivity, practical strategies for showing up even when I don't feel like it. Strategy 1. Future vision as anchor. I have a very clear picture of where I'm headed. December 2026, I quit my 9 to 5. I'm fully self-employed. It's not a vague dream. That's a date, a concrete milestone. When my motivation drops like it did that Thursday night, I don't try to manufacture excitement about today's work. Instead, I ask myself, what do I see when I imagine December 2026 Artis? I see someone who wakes up without an alarm, who works from a coffee shop if he feels like it, or from home if he doesn't, who chooses which client to work with based on fit, not just who's paying, who creates content because it's valuable, not because he's trying to prove something. I see someone who doesn't dread Monday mornings, who doesn't have to ask permission to take a long weekend, who's built something that can't be taken away by someone else's decision. That vision is my fuel, not because it's pretty, but because it's specific. And because every evening I show up to work after 9 to 5, even when I don't want to, I'm moving closer to that specific future. And here's the key. The vision has to be vivid enough that you can taste it. If your future is vague, I want to be successful or I want to make money, it won't pull you forward. But if you can see it, feel it, describe it in detail, That specificity generates momentum even when current results don't. Strategy 2, low energy task strategy. This is critical. You don't have to be motivated to make progress. That Thursday night when I didn't want to work, I didn't try to force myself to record a YouTube video or write a strategic consulting proposal. My brain wasn't available for that level of work. Instead, I asked, what low energy task would still move the needle? I spent 45 minutes organizing my content calendar for the next month, scheduling posts I'd already written, updating my email templates, filing some invoices. Low energy tasks, organizing systems, responding to emails, scheduling content, research and note-taking, and admin work. These tasks don't require motivation. They require showing up. Movement creates momentum, even small movement. When I spend 45 minutes organizing my business systems, I'm not making money, but I'm building infrastructure that will support me when I do have clients. And that feels productive, even if it's not glamorous. And the mental shift is to stop expecting every work session to be high impact. Some sessions are maintenance, some are low energy progress, and that's okay. Strategy 3, micro celebration practice. This one feels awkward at first, but it works. Celebrate small wins immediately. When I finish organizing that content calendar, I said out loud, that's done, that matters. When I send 5 outreach emails, that's 5 conversations I didn't have yesterday. When I show up to work on my business, even though I'm tired, I showed up. That counts. I'm not talking about throwing a party. I'm talking about pausing for 10 seconds and acknowledging I did that. That mattered. Why? Because your brain needs feedback. When external validation is slow, no clients, no revenue, no viral content, you have to create internal validation. Otherwise, your brain learns working on business doesn't feel rewarding. Why keep doing it? Micro celebrations train your brain that effort equals reward even before results show up. Strategy 4, community connection, even small. When I'm doubting whether this is working, I reach out to the few entrepreneurs I know who are also building. I don't need them to solve my problems. I just need them to say, yeah, this phase sucks. Keep going. That external reminder that the slow phase is normal, it keeps me in the game. The framework, vision pulls you forward. Low energy task keeps you moving when motivation drops. Micro celebrations rewire your brain for delayed gratification. And community reminds you that slow progress is still progress. You're not trying to stay motivated every day. You're building a system that works even when motivation disappears. Here's your integration work for this week. Build your future vision anchor. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Write down or record yourself describing, what does my life look like when I'm fully self-employed? Be specific, not I'll be successful, but where do you work from? What does your day look like? Who are your clients? What kind of content are you creating? How does it feel to wake up on a Monday? And what are you not doing anymore that you're doing now? Get visceral with it. This vision needs to be clear enough that you can return to it on a hard day. Then, this week, when motivation drops, instead of trying to force high energy work, ask yourself, what's one low energy task I could do that would still move me forward? Do that, even if it's just 20 minutes, even if it feels small, and then celebrate it out loud. Even when you're alone, say, I showed up today. That matters. Because the truth is that businesses that succeed aren't built by people who stay motivated every day. They're built by people who show up even when motivation disappears. You're playing the long game, and the long game requires showing up on the days when the scoreboard isn't moving. Next week, we're talking about the client acquisition paradox, marketing multiple services without confusing everyone. Because attracting clients across different ventures simultaneously requires strategy, not just hustle. If you're in the building phase and struggling with motivation when results are slow, I want you to know you're not failing, you're in the hardest phase, and showing up anyway is the entire game. If you want to be a part of this podcast, submit a voice note or message. Go to multimind.com and tell me, how do you stay motivated when your business isn't paying yet? What keeps you going? Keep it under 60 seconds. If this episode gave you permission to keep going even when you didn't feel motivated, subscribe for next week's episode on client acquisition, leave a rating or review, and share with someone who's building during the quiet phase. If you want more in-depth business content to take you further in your multi-hyphenate journey, visit my YouTube channel, Artis Desjardins. Link will be in the show notes. And if you want to work together one-on-one, head to artisdesjardins.com. Remember, your mental wellness doesn't have a side hustle. It's the main event. I'm Artis, and this is Multimind. I'll see you next week.